Hi there, and welcome to Layered Love. I'm so passionate and so excited to do this workout with you today. I've been developing this technique for stretching over quite a period of time. It is specifically suited for those of us over 50. What I've found is that as we age, it's a little more difficult to be comfortable and to have an effective stretch if we go directly in to a complex stretch that uses multiple muscles at once. So with this technique, we're going to start with a simple stretch that targets more one, perhaps two muscles, and then we'll layer in those muscles so that eventually we will be able to do the more complex stretches with comfort and ease. I really hope you enjoy it. Give your body some love and let's get started. Just going to relax and stretch out all those muscles of the body one at a time, and we'll eventually be able to layer in more and more of those muscle groups. We're going to start with first a nice deep breath in, a good exhale. We'll try that again. Good. Just come down part way. We're going to press the backs of the hands to the backs of the wall. And we're going to start with this nice chest opener. Excellent. And release. Good. We'll try that again. Up. Press the hands back. You can sit any which way you wish. Open that chest. Good. We'll go to a more of a goalpost position. We're going to just do a gentle spinal rotation. Just focusing on the spine, going at your own pace, as far around as comfortable for you. Excellent. Now we're going to lie down on our backs and just bring the knees into the chest. So here we're just going to simply release the low back only. Great. You can grab underneath the knees and really bring those knees close to the chest. Good deep exhale. Good. Now we've got the knees and ankles together. We're going to take the hands out and drop the knees toward one side. So here we're layering in the spine that we limbered up while seated with the low back that we just released. And now you can layer in that chest stretch by sliding the hands up like you did in the seated position. So we started with one muscle group at a time, and now we're doing all three. Great. Let's take those knees over to the other side. Let the low back relax. Yeah, the spine rotate. And if you wish, you can lift the hands up, open up the front of the shoulders and the chest. I'm going to exhale here. Let's bring that to the center. Now, let's crisscross the legs, and we're going to tip over to the side. This time we're just adding one muscle group, the IT band. And if you wish, you can put a hand on the top leg, go more deeply into that stretch. I still have my opposite hand high for that chest stretch, for that layered approach. Let's take that to the other side. Switch, other knee on top. Let it drop to the side. Ooh. So what we've added here to that stretch, one thing at a time we add. This time we're adding the outside of the hip. Excellent. Good. Let's come to the center. Now we've got the knees in this position. I'm going to separate the feet. You can either grab the shins, if you're more flexible, the ankles, or even the tops of the feet. You're pulling your feet apart. And we're going to now add on the glutes. So you're bringing the knees close to the body. Good. Let's release the hands, bring that top knee right in. Yes. We'll switch, other leg on top. You've got the feet apart, grabbing the shins, ankles, or feet. Separate the feet. So you're adding another outer hip stretch, combining this now with the glutes. Let's release the hands, bring that top knee right in so the glutes really get some love. Good. Now, let's move on to the inner thighs. So I'm going to put the soles of the feet together, let my knees open out. And the only thing I'm going to focus on are the inner thighs. So I'm just trying to let the knees open, and the rest of the body is just relaxed. Just one muscle group here. Takes a little time for the hips to open up. Great. We're going to sit up. And now we're going to go into an inner thigh stretch in a seated position. So the knees are opening out again, but we're going to add the low back that we've been stretching a couple different ways already. So it's ready for this. We're going to lean forward with those knees opening. So we're combining low back with inner thighs. Now you may be more flexible than I, and you might be able to have your head down near your feet. So don't let me limit you in the depth of your stretch. Good. So the low back's limbered up now. The inner thighs are limbered up. We're going to add the hamstrings. We're going to go into a V position. Yes. And then walk our hands forward. So rather than going into this position right off the bat, which would have been very challenging for me because my inner thighs weren't ready, my low back wasn't ready, and to combine that with the hamstrings was a lot to ask of my body. So I got the low back ready first, then I layered in the inner thighs, and now I'm adding the hamstrings. All right. If it's too much, you can just slink it in closer. It's going to be easier on your body. Yeah, so you can modify by how far apart the legs are. Takes a little bit of time. It's a complex stretch, so we're going to take a little bit of time with this one. Good. I'm going to walk over and have the chin toward the knee. I'm adding that bit of spinal rotation that we did at the very beginning when we were seated. Adding that in to this stretch. Let's go to the other side. We'll add the spinal rotation to the other side. Good. One more exhale. We'll come back to the center. Now we're going to layer in just one more muscle group, the calves. So I'm going to ask you to flex your feet as much as possible. If you like to assist, you can. You don't have to. And then relax your shoulders and lean forward. Good. Let's come on up. And we're going to just take it to a side bend. So we're going to lift high and then reach. Just focus on the side of the body. And then the other side. Good. Now we're going to go a little more deeply and add it to our stretch. So we've got the elbow toward the floor, and then add that side bend into that stretch. Ear toward the knee. Exhaling. Great. Sit up tall. We'll try it on the other side. If you're not ready to angle it toward the knee, you can just go directly over to the side instead of layering in the more challenging side bend in this angled position. Excellent. Come on up. We're going to bring the legs together And we're ready for a caterpillar stretch. I'll just do it sideways for you. So now we're going to combine the low back and hamstrings and go forward, relaxing the elbows, relaxing the back. Let's take time for some really deep breaths. We're going to hold the more complex multi-joint, multi-muscle movements a little longer. So we're going to inhale deeply, exhale, and lengthen. Start to open the back. So we're going to separate the shoulder blades, round them fully, and really pull them apart. Last deep breath. Just come on out of that. That's pretty intense. We'll just do a couple of shoulder rolls here. I'll come back and face you. You can always do these leaning forward. Awesome. Now let's lay on our side and we'll just focus on the quads. So you can grab the shin, the ankle, or the top of the foot. And just focus on lengthening the front of the upper leg. Good. If you prefer to be laying down, you can certainly lay down. You don't have to be supported on your shoulder if that's uncomfortable. Exhale again. Good. We're going to roll onto this into a prone position and go into a cat-cow. So we'll round the back up. So again, we're going to separate those shoulder blades like you did earlier. But this time we add a low back stretch to that. So the upper back is opening, lower back is lifting. Let's just relax that, lengthen through the abs, and try it again. Chin is in, so you can open those shoulder blades and as well the low back. If you want to tip back slightly, you can really get the low back. Good. I'm going to have the balls of the feet down and press the hips up and then lower the heels. So now the calves that we stretched a little earlier in the V position, we're going back to the calves and the hamstrings by pressing the hips back. And now we're adding one more muscle group, the upper back, some strength there. Ooh, yeah, pressing it backward. Good, let's come back to the all fours position. One more up, arch, cat, and cow. Now we'll lay down on the other side. I'm going to flip around so I don't have my back to you. And we're going to do the quad on the second leg. Just focusing on the one muscle here. Hip flexors are starting to open up as well. Exhaling, oh, it feels good. All right, we're going to roll back onto that hands and knees position. This time we're going to take one foot forward and we're going to go more deeply into the hip flexor as well as the quad. So you can stay in this position or you can curl the ball of the foot under and go to a more advanced position and really get into that hip flexor. I'm going to open it out and add a spinal twist. Well, we're ready for that because we did some spinal twisting right at the beginning in our seated position. I'm going to drop the knee, release the foot, try to lower the elbow. Just go a little more deeply into it. Good. Let's take that foot behind and take the other foot front. Just ease into that hip flexor. Now this is a lot easier to do because we've already stretched the quad. lying on our side, right? Let's take it to a nice open stretch toward the bent knee in the front. If you wish, you can always take it to an elevated position. If you want, you can try to get the elbow closer to the floor. Just taking on additional challenges as we feel ready. I'm going to put the knee down, take the other leg around, and then go into a child's pose. So this pose gets back into the quads, which we've already stretched. So hopefully we're feeling ready. We're getting back into the low back, which we've already stretched. So we can get into that. And we're going to reach the arms forward. Like you did in the down dog, we're going to work that upper back. So here we're combining 3 areas that we've already been loosening up so we can do this more advanced posture. Preparing the body for the advanced movements. I'm going to hold the advanced postures a little longer. One more exhale. Good. We're going to come to that hands and knees, and we're going to circle the spine. So we're going to take it up and around. So come toward your screen, then up high like you did the cat, then over to the other side, and then like the cow. So it's a circle or an oval. And we'll go the other direction. So away from the screen, up high, toward the screen, and low. Getting nice rotation there. Last one. Good. Now we're just going to turn the hips to one side and the neck and the other side. So we're limbering up that low back in just another direction, kind of a lateral side to side, and adding in a little neck work. Nice. Very good. All right. Let's sit down, or lie down, I should say, on our sides. And we're going to just take one hand on top of the other. You can have a little pillow here, or if you prefer, you can have your arm under your head. And we're going to take this top arm and go into a tricep stretch. Just the one muscle group, triceps. We're going to press this elbow back. Spine's in neutral. Awesome. Now we're going to layer in a spinal rotation for the thoracic spine. So we're going to take that nice stretched out arm, rotate the elbow back, shoulder goes back, and exhale. Try to keep your knees stacked on top of one another. Let's take a deep inhale, exhale, and rotate a little further. Inhale and exhale. Good. So you're combining the tricep with the spinal rotation. Now straighten your arm and we'll go into a bicep stretch. Oh yeah. You may need to change the position of your thumb, rotate it around till you feel the stretch coming on throughout your arm. So you can see how the front of the shoulder and upper chest are stretching. It's no problem because we've already stretched that a couple of times. So we're giving it another repetition, and it's ready to do that in this fully extended position because we built up to it. Good. Now let's circle this arm in a big rainbow. Trying to keep the fingertips on the floor without moving the knee position. Really will get that chest and front of the shoulder quite intensely. It's a more advanced stretch, so I like to do this one, the last one, for the chest and shoulder. Last time. Oh, yeah. And rest. So we'll try that on the other side. Lying down, we're going to start with the tricep stretch. We're going to take that elbow close to the ear and press the arm back. Ooh, it feels nice. Great thing about doing the tricep stretch at this point in our stretch program, we've already worked the upper back. And so you can feel really good moving that elbow back because it does stretch the upper back as well. But we're ready. All right, relax the arm. We're going to bring that elbow back, shoulder back as we rotate through the spine and exhale. Knees stacked. Inhale. Exhale and rotate. One more. Inhale. Exhale and rotate. Now we'll extend that arm out, away from the body. Rotate the thumb. I like to rotate it downward and get a wonderful bicep stretch. So you can see we've got a really complex stretch here. The low back, the thoracic spine, the front of the shoulder, the upper chest, the biceps. We've really worked up to this. Wonderful. Now let's do our big rainbow. Fingertips staying as close to the floor as we can while the knees stay stacked. Good. Really feeling very open in the upper body. Wonderful for mobility through there. Excellent. And final one. Great. We're going to bring ourselves up. Good. Just let me get position here. And we'll take a final deep breath in. Palms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Hopefully you feel really great, really relaxed. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep up the stretching, the mobility work. It'll always pay off. Thank you. Bye for now, and I hope to see you next workout.